Have you ever felt like certain family members are just draining your peace? Maybe every time they show up, you feel tense, stressed, or even emotionally exhausted. As we grow older, peace of mind should be our greatest treasure, but for some, family seems to bring nothing but negativity and drama. What if I told you that not all family connections are healthy, and some might even be toxic? In today's video, I'm going to share with you the 4 types of family members you might want to avoid, especially as you aim for a more peaceful, fulfilling life. These individuals can steal your energy, create unnecessary stress, and make you feel trapped in a cycle of negativity. And while it might feel uncomfortable to distance yourself from family, remember this: prioritizing your peace and well-being is not selfish, it's essential. But here's why you need to stick around until the end. Not only will I reveal the behaviors of these family members, but I'll also share practical, actionable tips on how to set boundaries without causing drama or conflict. You'll learn how to protect your mental and emotional health while maintaining relationships that nurture you, not drain you. This video will help you reclaim your peace, avoid unnecessary stress, and show you how to deal with family dynamics in a way that prioritizes your happiness. If you're ready to take control of your emotional well-being, keep watching, because you deserve to enjoy this stage of life without unnecessary burdens. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. 1. The constantly negative or critical. There's that one family member who seems to carry an invisible cloud above them, constantly casting a shadow on everything around them. No matter how much light or warmth surrounds them, they are incapable of seeing the beauty or goodness in it. Instead, they find a way to tarnish even the most joyful moments, wrapping them in a veil of negativity. It's as though they're experts in highlighting flaws and shortcomings, always pointing out what's wrong or what could go wrong. Whether it's the sister who never hesitates to dissect every decision you make, reminding you of all the things you should have done differently, or the cousin who consistently brings up worst-case scenarios, this person, despite all the love around them, is always a harbinger of doom and gloom. Why does their constant negativity feel so overwhelming, especially as we get older? It's not just about souring the mood or turning a good time into a bad one. No, the impact of sustained negativity is much deeper and more insidious. Studies show that exposure to negative people doesn't just put a damper on our spirits, it can directly affect our stress levels and even our physical well-being. Our minds and bodies are inextricably linked, and when we're surrounded by a constant stream of pessimism and criticism, it takes a toll. It's like being in an environment where every small crack, every moment of doubt, is magnified until it becomes impossible to ignore. The stress of constantly having to defend your choices, your appearance, or your happiness wears you down. It chips away at your self-esteem, erodes your sense of peace, and steals away your precious energy, leaving you exhausted and drained. At this stage in life, every second is precious. We've seen enough of the world and experienced enough heartache to know what matters. We no longer have the luxury of allowing people to steal our joy or disturb our tranquility. Every moment is an opportunity for growth, for love, for connection. So why should we allow anyone, especially family, to intrude on that space? Imagine living in a serene, beautifully crafted home, a sanctuary of peace. But every day, without fail, someone comes in and tramples through it, leaving mud and dirt everywhere. It doesn't matter how hard you try to clean it up or how much you scrub. Every time they come around, they leave a mark. That's what constant negativity feels like. It's the mess that never quite goes away, no matter how much you try to fix it. Their words and actions stain the peace you've worked so hard to cultivate. It's as though their bitterness lingers in the air, leaving you with a sense of heaviness that you can't shake off. It's more than just annoying, it's toxic. The longer you stay in this environment, the more your spirit becomes weighed down, your sense of joy compromised, and your well-being sacrificed. It starts to feel like you're living in a constant state of alert, always on edge, always anticipating the next sharp comment or cutting remark. How to handle this type of family member without causing a big fallout? So, how do you protect your peace without tearing the family apart or causing a rift that could last forever? Handling a family member who's constantly negative requires a blend of compassion, strength, and mindfulness. It's not about ignoring them or cutting them off completely, unless that's what's necessary for your well-being, but instead learning how to create boundaries that protect your emotional space. Here are a few practical yet powerful ways to handle this person. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. 1. Limit your time together. We've all had those moments when we leave an interaction with this person feeling emotionally drained, as though we've been carrying the weight of their negativity on our shoulders for hours. It's like walking into a room full of bright, happy people only to be greeted by the one person who refuses to join the celebration, casting a shadow over the whole room. If you recognize these feelings after every encounter, it's crucial to be intentional about how much time you spend with them. Limiting your time together doesn't mean you're abandoning them or rejecting them. It simply means you're prioritizing your well-being. You have the right to set boundaries around your emotional energy and to safeguard your peace. If you know that spending too much time with this person will leave you feeling drained, make an effort to see them less often. Don't feel guilty about choosing yourself, your happiness, and your mental health. Every time you allow negativity to seep into your life, it costs you something precious, your inner harmony. 2. Shift the conversation. When their criticisms begin to surface, when the weight of their negativity threatens to drown the conversation, it's time to take charge of the dialogue. Redirect the focus to something neutral, something positive, something that can lift the mood and set a different tone. You might say, "Let's talk about something that brings us joy," or "Tell me one good thing that happened to you this week." By shifting the conversation, you shift the energy of the interaction. You can create an opportunity to bring more light and warmth into the discussion, making it harder for negativity to take hold. In a way, you're becoming the lighthouse in a storm, offering a safe harbor from the chaos they bring. 3. Set boundaries gently but firmly. Speaking up can be challenging, especially when it comes to family. The last thing you want is to stir up tension or cause an argument. But you have every right to protect your mental and emotional health. Setting boundaries isn't about being harsh or cold, it's about being clear and assertive with your needs. If they begin to criticize or spiral into negativity, calmly but firmly let them know where your limits are. You could say, "I'd rather not discuss that right now," or "I'm focusing on positive things at the moment." You don't need to explain yourself or justify your feelings. You simply need to make it known that you won't engage in toxic conversations. This doesn't mean you're trying to change them or fix them, you're just protecting yourself. You're choosing to surround yourself with positivity and peace, and that's not only okay, it's necessary. Remember, it's not your responsibility to carry their negativity, nor is it your job to make them see the world through a different lens. What you can control is your response, and you are fully entitled to decide what you allow into your life. You deserve a life free from the constant weight of criticism and pessimism. You have every right to create an environment where your spirit is nurtured, where your peace is honored, and where love and joy can flourish. While this family member may never change, you can always control how you react. You can choose to protect your mental health, set firm boundaries, and remove yourself from negative situations that no longer serve you. It may take time, but know that it's not just okay, it's essential for you to protect the peace you've worked so hard to create. You are worthy of the life you deserve, one filled with positive energy, love, and growth. Never forget that. 2. The overly dependent. Now, let's take a closer look at a deeply challenging and often painful relationship dynamic: the overly dependent family member. This person is someone who, regardless of age or circumstance, consistently relies on you in ways that go far beyond what is healthy or sustainable. They may be an adult child who still needs your financial support, a sibling who always seems to be in some kind of crisis, or perhaps even a relative who imposes on you emotionally, making you feel as if it's your unspoken responsibility to solve every problem in their life. At first, this might feel like a small sacrifice on your part, a natural extension of love and care. It's easy to be flattered when people come to you for help, especially family, as it can make you feel important, needed, and deeply connected. However, as time goes on, this once innocent request for support can morph into something far more draining and damaging. What initially seemed like a harmless ask for help soon becomes an imbalanced, one-sided relationship where you are continuously giving, whether it's your time, money, energy, or emotional labor, while the other person keeps taking, without ever returning anything in kind. This shift is subtle but profound, and the longer it continues, the more deeply it impacts your emotional and physical well-being. What begins as a desire to help and support someone you care about becomes an emotional and financial burden that you may not even realize you're carrying until it's too late. The weight of constant dependency slowly erodes your peace of mind, leaving you feeling exhausted, drained, and sometimes even resentful. You begin to lose sight of your own needs and desires, as your life becomes consumed with the demands of someone else. Over time, it chips away at your sense of self, leaving you feeling like you're constantly being stretched too thin, like you're drowning under a sea of expectations that you never signed up for. In your later years, this cycle of giving can be especially harmful. The later stages of life should be a time of quiet reflection, joy, and self-care. A time when you finally get to reap the rewards of decades of hard work, sacrifices, and emotional labor. At this stage, you deserve to focus on what brings you happiness, nurture your well-being, and embrace the peace and contentment that comes from living a life rich with experience. But when someone in your family becomes overly dependent on you, it pulls you away from the life you've earned. It traps you in a cycle of responsibility that no longer belongs to you. Instead of enjoying your golden years, you are tethered to the constant demands of someone else's needs that can feel endless and insatiable. You may find yourself unable to simply relax and enjoy the moment because you're constantly worried about their next crisis or request for help. How to handle this without feeling guilty or causing family drama? Facing the situation of an overly dependent family member can be emotionally overwhelming. You may feel torn between your desire to care for your loved one and the need to protect your own peace and emotional health. It's natural to feel guilty when you start to set boundaries. Guilt that you might be abandoning someone you love or causing friction within the family. But it's important to remember that setting boundaries is not a sign of neglect or rejection. Rather, it's an act of self-preservation. By establishing healthy limits, you not only protect your well-being but also create the space for both you and the dependent family member to grow and find healthier ways to interact. Here are some key strategies to handle this challenging situation. 1. Set clear boundaries around support. One of the first and most essential steps in breaking the cycle of dependency is to set clear, firm boundaries. It's crucial to be upfront with your family members about what you are and aren't willing to do. Rather than offering vague promises or open-ended support, clearly define the limits of your help. You might say something like, "I love you and want to help, but I can't be the person who constantly takes on your burdens. I need to prioritize my health and happiness, and I need you to respect that." This sets a clear expectation that while you still care deeply, you cannot continue to carry the weight of their problems indefinitely. Setting boundaries in this way also helps the other person understand that while love is unconditional, the support you provide is not infinite. It creates a healthier, more sustainable dynamic for both parties. 2. Encourage independence and self-sufficiency. Sometimes, those who are overly dependent on you don't realize how capable they are of handling their issues. Their dependency may be rooted in insecurity or learned helplessness, where they have come to believe that they cannot survive without you. The key here is to gently empower them, encouraging them to take more control of their life and circumstances. If they constantly ask for financial help, suggest they meet with a financial advisor to develop a plan. If they struggle emotionally, encourage them to seek therapy or support groups where they can learn to navigate their challenges with guidance from professionals. If they're often in need of assistance around the house or in day-to-day life, help them take small steps toward greater self-reliance. You can say, "I know it's hard, but I believe you have the strength to get through this on your own, and I'm confident that with a little support and effort, you can make progress." Encouraging this kind of growth, while it might be difficult at first, will ultimately be more fulfilling and empowering for them in the long run. 3. Use I statements to communicate. When you begin to communicate your boundaries, focus on expressing your feelings and needs rather than criticizing the other person's behavior. This minimizes the risk of making them feel attacked or defensive. Instead of saying, "You always ask too much from me," try saying, "I need some time to focus on my own needs and health." This takes the focus off their behavior and places it on your own experience, making it clear that your decision to set boundaries is about preserving your well-being and not a judgment of their character. When you use I statements, you take responsibility for your feelings, which reduces conflict and allows the other person to hear your concerns without feeling blamed. 4. Limit emotional involvement and guilt. One of the most challenging aspects of this situation is the emotional pull that comes with family dynamics. You might feel guilty for saying no, for prioritizing your own needs over theirs. But it's crucial to remind yourself that caring for yourself is not selfish. It's necessary for your emotional and physical health. If you don't protect your well-being, you will eventually have nothing left to give. Remind yourself that you're not abandoning them. You're simply creating the space for them to develop the independence and strength they need. Setting boundaries does not mean you stop loving or caring for them. It simply means you're making sure you don't lose yourself in the process of helping them. It's okay to feel a little guilty in the beginning, but over time, you will begin to see that by setting these boundaries, you're not only protecting your peace, but you're also allowing both of you the chance to thrive in healthier ways. Remember, there is a vast difference between helping someone and enabling them. By continuing to offer support without limits, you might inadvertently be enabling their dependency, keeping them stuck in a cycle where they never learn to stand on their own. It's important to recognize that by setting boundaries, you are not being cruel or heartless. You're showing them the greatest kindness by allowing them the space to grow, discover their strengths, and become more independent. In the end, you're not abandoning them. You're simply giving them, and yourself, the gift of healthier, more balanced relationships. It may be difficult at first, but over time, you'll realize that setting these limits will free both of you to lead richer, more fulfilling lives. And when you can focus on your happiness, you will find that you have more love and energy to share with those who truly need it, and with yourself, which is the most important gift you can give. 3. The drama makers. Now, let's take a deep dive into one of the most exhausting and draining types of family members, the drama makers. These are the individuals who seem to live in an endless state of emotional turbulence. Their lives are a never-ending cycle of conflict, crises, and chaos, and somehow, they seem to drag everyone around them into their storm of problems. Drama makers thrive on stirring up trouble, fueling conflicts, and creating unnecessary tension in every environment they enter. They are always in the midst of something, always in the center of drama, and no matter how much you try to avoid it, they have a way of pulling you into their vortex. Every time you see them, there's a new complaint, a fresh problem, or an ongoing issue that requires your immediate attention. The minute you think things might calm down, they show up with yet another catastrophe, ready to flood you with their emotional baggage. Whether it's gossiping about other family members, dragging you into arguments that have nothing to do with you, or fabricating crises from thin air, they have an uncanny ability to keep the atmosphere charged with negativity. You never know what's coming next, a personal attack, a confrontation, or yet another drawn-out episode of drama. At first, you might think that they just need someone to talk to. Perhaps they seem like they simply need a shoulder to cry on or someone to listen to their troubles. You might feel compassionate, like you're offering the support they desperately need. But over time, you'll start to notice a pattern. You'll realize that instead of finding solutions or resolving their issues, they seem to be constantly stirring the pot. What began as a casual conversation will quickly evolve into a toxic cycle where you become emotionally entangled in their conflicts. Soon enough, you'll find yourself caught in their whirlwind of problems, feeling like there is no escape from their constant need for attention and validation. The worst part? Drama makers rarely, if ever, take responsibility for the turmoil they cause. They'll drag you into their mess, leaving you emotionally drained and mentally exhausted, and then walk away as if nothing happened. The chaos they create becomes your burden to carry, but they will rarely show any accountability. This kind of emotional turmoil is harmful at any stage of life, but as you grow older, it becomes even more damaging. The constant emotional ups and downs, the never-ending crises, and the stress of trying to manage their outbursts can take a significant toll on your physical and mental health. The weight of their drama can affect your blood pressure, disrupt your sleep, and most devastatingly, rob you of the inner peace and emotional balance you've worked so hard to cultivate over the years. You've spent decades learning to navigate life's challenges and building a foundation of tranquility. You didn't get this far in life only to allow someone else's perpetual chaos to steal your sense of calm and disrupt your hard-earned serenity. How to protect yourself from the endless roller coaster of their drama without losing your sense of self. The question now is, how do you protect yourself from getting caught in the endless whirlwind of a drama maker's world? How can you safeguard your peace without getting sucked into their toxic drama, without losing your emotional well-being, and without becoming just another participant in their chaotic circus? It is essential to arm yourself with strategies that allow you to maintain your peace, assert your boundaries, and prioritize your emotional health. 1. Stay neutral. The power of emotional detachment. When a drama maker tries to pull you into their conflicts or ensnare you in their web of gossip, your first line of defense should be neutrality. Don't take sides. Don't offer opinions that could make the situation worse. Instead, maintain emotional detachment and refuse to become entangled in their drama. If they attempt to draw you into their toxic conversations, simply and firmly say something like, "I'd rather stay out of this," or "I'm not comfortable discussing this topic." By staying neutral, you send a clear and powerful message that you will not engage with their drama. You are choosing to remain in control of your emotions and your responses, rather than being manipulated into taking part in their emotional chaos. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Remember, neutrality isn't just about not getting involved. It's about protecting your emotional boundaries. When you set this clear boundary, you are communicating that you value your inner peace more than getting caught up in their conflict. Over time, they will recognize that they can no longer rely on you as a sounding board for their never-ending issues, and they will learn to stop dragging you into their turmoil. 2. Set boundaries around gossip. Protect your mind from the poison of negativity. Drama makers often love to talk about other people's flaws, mistakes, and misfortunes, fueling their need to feel superior or more important. They'll gossip, criticize, and even tear others down to make themselves feel better. The last thing you need is to become a participant in their negative chatter. When they try to gossip about others, it's essential to set firm boundaries. You don't have to engage in these conversations, nor should you feel obligated to listen to their toxic remarks. When they start gossiping, gently steer the conversation elsewhere. You can say, "I'd prefer to talk about something more positive," or "I don't think it's fair to discuss others like this." By redirecting the conversation, you establish that you are not willing to be complicit in their destructive behavior. Over time, they will begin to understand that you are not a willing audience for their gossip and will stop involving you in their harmful discussions. This will not only protect your mental health but will also help you maintain your integrity and peace of mind. 3. Limit your availability. Guard your time and energy. Drama makers are like emotional leeches. They feed off the attention and energy of others. If you are constantly available to listen to their complaints, they will continue to latch onto you, draining your emotional reserves. The more you engage, the more they will demand from you. To avoid this, it's important to limit your availability and set boundaries around your time and energy. You don't have to answer every phone call or attend every family gathering if you sense it will lead to drama. Politely excuse yourself when you feel the conversation is turning negative. If they try to draw you into their drama, simply say, "I'm not able to talk right now," or "I'll have to take a rain check on this one." By limiting your availability, you maintain control over your interactions and protect yourself from being emotionally manipulated. Remember, your time and energy are precious. You don't owe anyone the privilege of draining them just because they demand it. 4. Keep conversations short and focused. Don't give them space to hijack your mind. When you do engage with a drama maker, keep the conversation brief and focused on neutral or positive topics. Avoid allowing them to vent about their problems or drag you into their emotional storm. If they try to start complaining or bring up an issue, gently steer the conversation back to something more pleasant or neutral. For instance, you can say, "Let's talk about something else," or "I'd like to hear about something good in your life instead." By keeping the conversation short and light, you limit the opportunity for the drama maker to pull you back into their cycle of negativity. If they try to steer the conversation back to their complaints, respond briefly and calmly, and change the subject. Over time, this will train them to understand that you are not a sounding board for their drama, and they will be less likely to involve you in their toxic patterns. 5. Don't engage. Silence is your most powerful weapon. Sometimes, the most powerful response to a drama maker is to simply refuse to engage. Drama thrives on an audience, and if you stop providing them with one, they will eventually stop trying to involve you. When you refuse to engage, you take away their power and control. If they try to draw you into their emotional turmoil, simply remain silent or offer a neutral response. Don't argue, don't try to fix the situation, and don't react to their attempts to provoke you. By refusing to engage, you send a clear message that you will not be manipulated into playing their emotional games. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your peace. Protecting your mental and emotional well-being isn't selfish, it's necessary. You've earned the right to live in peace, free from the constant emotional upheaval that a drama maker brings. When you stop engaging, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster and regain control over your life and your peace of mind. The power of protecting your peace. By implementing these strategies, you are not only protecting your peace, but you are also setting a powerful example for others. You are showing that you are someone who values emotional balance, integrity, and respect for yourself and others. You are demonstrating that you do not tolerate the chaos that others create and that you will no longer allow someone else's turmoil to invade your mental and emotional space. You deserve to live the rest of your life free from the clutches of unnecessary drama, and by setting clear boundaries, you protect your serenity. In the end, it's about creating space for calm, for self-care, and for a life that is not constantly overshadowed by the drama of others. You deserve a life where peace reigns, where your energy is used wisely, and where your emotional health is your top priority. With these strategies, you can reclaim your peace, and in doing so, you will find a deeper sense of inner strength, freedom, and emotional well-being that you can carry with you, no matter what life throws your way. 4. The manipulators and narcissists. This type of person can be one of the most insidious and emotionally exhausting individuals to deal with, especially within a family. I'm talking about the manipulators and narcissists, those who have honed the art of emotional manipulation to a level where they can twist your feelings and reality until you're questioning yourself. These people are expert puppeteers, silently pulling strings in the background to control and dominate while wearing a mask of sincerity. The most dangerous part? They're incredibly skilled at hiding their true intentions, which makes them difficult to spot until it's almost too late. Navigating a relationship with manipulators and narcissists can feel like walking through a fog, where every word and action is clouded by self-serving motives. They know exactly how to make you feel guilty, how to prey on your kindness, and how to twist the truth so that you're the one bearing the emotional weight. It's exhausting. One moment, they may act like they care deeply for you, showering you with affection, and the next, they're subtly, almost imperceptibly, pushing you into a corner, making you feel like you're the one in the wrong. They have a cruel way of making you doubt your instincts and perceptions. You might hear phrases like, "I thought the family was supposed to support each other," or "after all I've done for you," and they'll use these lines to manipulate your conscience, eroding your self-esteem until you're left questioning whether you're being too harsh or unreasonable. But make no mistake, their primary concern is always themselves. Their actions are calculated and carefully designed to fulfill their own needs, desires, and egos. If you ever stand up for yourself or dare to set boundaries, they'll make you feel like an ungrateful villain for wanting basic respect and space. You're never allowed to simply be your authentic self. Instead, you're a pawn in their emotional chess game, perpetually playing catch-up, always uncertain of where you stand. What's even more devastating is how this emotional manipulation can take a deeper toll as we age. In older years, when your body and mind should be allowed to rest, rejuvenate, and enjoy the tranquility of family life, manipulators and narcissists can drain you of every ounce of emotional and mental energy. The stress they create is suffocating. Every conversation leaves you feeling emotionally battered, questioning your worth, and doubting your value in the family. They know how to isolate you from others, spinning lies and manipulating the narrative to make you believe no one else truly understands or appreciates you. Their toxic presence can alienate you from other loved ones, leaving you feeling like you're the one on the outside. And in the end, that's exactly what they want: control. They want to keep you in a constant state of emotional turmoil, all while they sit back and watch, basking in the satisfaction of their power over you. The emotional toll of dealing with manipulators and narcissists is nothing short of devastating, especially as you enter your later years when the focus should be on peace, joy, and meaningful connections, not mental exhaustion and self-doubt. How to protect yourself from manipulators and narcissists without getting sucked into their games. In life, we encounter individuals who are skilled in manipulation, often cloaked in charm, but with intentions that can drain your energy, peace, and sense of self-worth. These manipulative people, whether narcissists or those with toxic tendencies, can invade your boundaries, twist your emotions, and make you question your reality. But it's possible to protect yourself from their games. It's not about fighting or arguing. It's about setting firm boundaries and reclaiming your sense of control. Here's how you can fortify yourself with strategies that will empower you to maintain your peace of mind. Recognize their tactics. The first step to protecting yourself is recognizing the tactics that manipulators use. They are often subtle but extremely powerful. These individuals prey on your vulnerability, using guilt, shame, or even false charm to manipulate your emotions and make you feel responsible for their needs. By recognizing these tactics as what they truly are, tools of control, you can take the power back. Remind yourself constantly that you are not responsible for fulfilling their demands, and that their manipulation is not a reflection of your value. You are worthy of respect, and you deserve relationships where your feelings are honored, not weaponized. Stand firm on your boundaries. Once you recognize their tactics, the next crucial step is to set unshakable boundaries. Manipulators will test your limits to see how much they can get away with. whether it's financial help, your time, or emotional energy. Once you establish a limit, you must defend it fiercely. You don't need to justify your choices, nor should you feel guilty for standing your ground. A simple, "I can't do that," or "I'm not comfortable with this," is enough. If they push back, repeat yourself calmly and assertively. Your boundaries are your lifeline, and protecting them is an act of self-respect. Don't engage with emotional blackmail. Narcissists thrive on emotional blackmail. They will often try to twist the situation in such a way that you feel guilty for not giving in to their demands. They may say things like, "After all I've done for you," or "You're the only one I can count on," aiming to make you feel obligated. These are nothing more than manipulative tactics meant to trap you in a cycle of guilt. Recognize them for what they are. With a clear heart, respond calmly. "I understand how you feel, but I have to take care of myself too." By acknowledging their feelings without giving in to their demands, you reaffirm your worth and your right to protect your emotional well-being. Limit personal sharing. The more you share with a manipulative person, the more ammunition they have to use against you. Every personal detail you reveal, about your feelings, your finances, or your life, becomes a potential tool for manipulation. By keeping your conversations light and focused on neutral topics, you limit their power over you. Be cautious about divulging sensitive information. Your personal life is yours to protect, and by withholding it, you safeguard your emotional and mental health. Seek support from others. Facing a manipulative family member can be isolating, leaving you feeling alone and powerless. But remember, you don't have to do this alone. Talk to trusted friends or family members who understand the situation and can offer support. Sometimes, just knowing that you're not facing the manipulation alone can make all the difference. Your support system is your strength. Lean on them when necessary. Their perspective can help you stay grounded and remind you that you deserve healthy, supportive relationships. Remember your worth. Manipulators and narcissists feed off your energy and your compliance. They want to see you bending to their will, sacrificing your own needs for their benefit. But you have the power to resist. You have the power to say no without feeling guilty. Setting boundaries is not just about rejecting their demands. It's about preserving your peace of mind, your emotional health, and your sense of self. You deserve relationships that uplift you, not ones that drain you. And as you navigate these interactions, always remember, you are worthy of respect, kindness, and love on your terms. Embrace your right to peace. In the journey of life, particularly as we grow older, it's natural to want to cherish our relationships. However, not all relationships are meant to be maintained at all costs. It's about prioritizing your mental and emotional health and creating space for joy and fulfillment. Old age is a time for reflection, peace, and embracing the beauty of life, free from the weight of others' negativity and demands. Sometimes, to find that peace, we must make difficult decisions about who we allow into our inner circle. It's not about severing ties with family. It's about ensuring that your energy is not being drained by those who bring nothing but stress, manipulation, and toxicity. A final word on boundaries. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Remember that you are not alone in this process. Setting boundaries is not easy, especially when it involves family, but it is necessary for your happiness. Your peace is paramount. As you move forward, it's important to recognize that maintaining peace often requires us to distance ourselves from certain family members or people who bring toxicity into our lives. This is not an easy choice, and it may feel uncomfortable at first. But the more you honor yourself and your emotional health, the stronger you will become in handling difficult relationships with grace and assertiveness. Types of family members to avoid for a healthier, happier life. The constantly negative or critical. These individuals chip away at your spirit, constantly making you feel inadequate or unworthy. They create an atmosphere of negativity and stress. The overly dependent. People who rely on you too much drain your energy and resources, leaving you exhausted and unfulfilled. The drama makers. These individuals thrive on conflict, drama, and chaos, pulling you into their emotional whirlwinds and stealing your peace. The manipulators and narcissists. They use guilt, shame, and emotional blackmail to control and bend you to their will, leaving you feeling emotionally depleted and controlled. Each of these types of individuals can pose significant challenges in maintaining your peace. But by setting clear, firm boundaries and focusing on your own needs and emotional health, you can protect yourself. You deserve to live a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and positive energy, free from the control and negativity of toxic people. Create space for happiness, and choose to prioritize your well-being above all. You've earned it. As we wrap up today's discussion on protecting yourself from manipulators and narcissists, I want you to reflect on what we've shared. You've learned powerful strategies to recognize toxic behavior, stand firm in your boundaries, and safeguard your peace. Remember, this isn't just about pushing people away. It's about creating space for self-respect, harmony, and authentic connections. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is one thing you've learned today that you will bring into practice in your own life? Please share it in the comments below. Your experience and insights could make a big difference for someone else who may be facing similar challenges. If you found this video helpful, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Your support means the world to us, and by subscribing, you'll never miss out on future videos that help you live your best, healthiest life. Take care of yourself, protect your peace, and I'll see you in the next video.